Police Scotland arrested a man in connection with a breach of the peace during a visit by King Charles III to a food bank in Alloa on Thursday, January 16, 2025. The incident occurred during the 75-year-old monarch's visit to the Gate Food Bank in Alloa's Ludgate area, an important stop in his royal tour to connect with communities and support local charitable efforts. Police officers confirmed that the 52-year-old man was charged following an incident that unfolded in the Marplace area, just a short distance from the food bank. According to a statement released by Police Scotland, the arrest was made at approximately 10:05 a.m. on Thursday morning, when the police were called to the scene. The charge was specifically related to a breach of the peace, a legal term typically used to describe conduct that disrupts public order or causes alarm or distress to others. The police made it clear that they would continue their investigation, though no further details were provided about the specific nature of the incident or whether there was any immediate danger posed to the royal family during the altercation. About 10:05 a.m. on Thursday, January 16, 2025, a 52-year-old man was arrested and charged in connection with a breach of the peace in the Marplace area of Alloa, a spokesperson for Police Scotland confirmed in their brief statement. The visit by King Charles III was part of his ongoing royal duties to support charitable causes and engage with local communities. On the day in question, the king had arrived at the Gate Food Bank, where he met and chatted with staff members. The food bank, which provides essential food supplies and support to vulnerable members of the Alloa community, was an ideal location for the monarch to show solidarity with those facing hardship. The king appeared in good spirits as he spoke to volunteers, expressed his gratitude for their work, and learned more about the services the food bank offers. After spending time inside the food bank, King Charles III ventured outside to greet the crowd that had gathered on the street to catch a glimpse of the royal. The atmosphere was one of excitement and joy, as local residents cheered and waved at the king. King Charles took time to shake hands with some of the excited locals who had turned out to see him, offering a personal touch that is often characteristic of royal visits. This interaction with the public helped to reinforce the king's commitment to fostering connections with communities across the United Kingdom, emphasizing his role as a monarch who values charitable efforts and personal engagement with citizens. However, despite the otherwise positive nature of the visit, the incident in Marplace resulted in the arrest of the 52-year-old man. It's unclear at this stage what led to the breach of the peace, but the swift response of the police indicated that the situation was brought under control quickly and without further escalation. Local residents reported that the police had been on the scene promptly, and the situation did not seem to cause significant disruption to the ongoing royal visit. Nonetheless, the arrest marked a moment of tension in what was otherwise a largely peaceful and celebratory event. The arrest drew attention not just locally, but also from the media, as it occurred during a visit from the reigning monarch. While the incident was unfortunate, it did not overshadow the overall success of the visit, which highlighted the king's ongoing commitment to charitable causes and support for vulnerable populations. The king's visit to the Gate Food Bank was viewed as an important moment for the Alloa community, and it had been planned as an opportunity for King Charles to highlight the importance of local charitable organizations in providing critical services. Meanwhile, another significant event involving the royal family occurred at Buckingham Palace. A separate incident, which took place on March 9, 2024, involved a man who crashed his car into the gates of Buckingham Palace. The individual, identified as 26-year-old Scott, admitted to causing damage to the iconic gates, with the damage estimated at more than £24,000. The crash took place at a time when no members of the royal family were in residence at the palace, as confirmed by a palace spokesman at the time. Scott was arrested by armed officers at the scene of the crash, and a subsequent investigation revealed that he had deliberately driven his vehicle, a VW Polo, into the gates of the palace. At Westminster Magistrates' Court, Scott pleaded guilty to the charge of criminal damage. The case drew considerable attention as it involved the security of one of the most well-known royal residences in the United Kingdom. The damage to the gates raised questions about security protocols at the palace and the motives behind the act. While no members of the royal family were present during the crash, the incident still raised concerns about potential threats to royal security, as well as the safety of the surrounding area. In court, District Judge Annabel Pilling presided over the case, and Scott was released on conditional bail following his guilty plea. The judge took note of Scott's early guilty plea, which is often seen as a mitigating factor in sentencing. "You have entered a guilty plea today. You will be given credit for that as you have given a guilty plea at a very early opportunity," said Judge Pilling during the hearing. Scott's next court appearance is scheduled for February 13, 2025, when medical reports will be presented to the court. These reports may offer insight into Scott's mental health and could influence the sentencing process. The case has highlighted concerns over the security of royal properties, particularly Buckingham Palace, where high-profile visits from members of the royal family often take place. The fact that no members of the royal family were present during the crash at Buckingham Palace helped mitigate the potential for harm, but the damage to the gates raised awareness of the vulnerabilities that even royal residences may face in terms of security. The investigation into Scott's motives will likely continue, and the outcome of his next court appearance could reveal further details about the incident. As for King Charles III's visit to Alloa, the arrest of the 52-year-old man appears to be an isolated incident and did not lead to any major disruptions to the event. The royal family has long been seen as a symbol of stability and tradition in the United Kingdom, and the visit to the food bank served as a reminder of the important work being done by local organizations to support those in need. Despite the unfortunate arrest, the king's engagement with the community and his support for charity were the central focus of the visit, and the positive impact of his presence in Alloa was felt by those who met him and benefited from the charity's work. In conclusion, while incidents such as the arrest in Alloa and the crash at Buckingham Palace are newsworthy, they did not overshadow the positive messages conveyed by the royal visits. Both incidents, however, serve as reminders of the challenges and risks that accompany public life, especially for high-profile figures like members of the royal family. As the public and media continue to follow these stories, it will be important to keep in mind the broader context of the royal family's ongoing efforts to support charitable causes and engage with communities across the United Kingdom. The King's visit to the Gate Food Bank and his interactions with the people of Alloa serve as a